They seem to be wanting to get me to dress a bit like that.
Picture a world where marriage isn't about love, but about legacy, power, and survival. In the highlands of Tibet, there's an ancient tradition where a woman may marry several men. But why? Meanwhile, in other cultures, one man may take multiple wives.
17 wives.
Yes.
I have one wife, which is enough.
Each relationship serving a purpose that challenges modern views of marriage. What hidden forces shape these practices? What are the untold stories behind these customs that redefine our understanding of love, family, and power? Don't forget to subscribe. Number 15. Tibetan polyandry, a shocking custom. High in the isolated mountains of Tibet, a shocking and controversial practice endures: polyandry. In this tradition, one woman marries multiple husbands, often brothers, to prevent family land from being divided and to ensure its survival. Take the case of the Nima family from the Tibetan plateau. Tsering, a woman from this family, is married to 3 brothers. In a land where resources are scarce and property is handed down through generations, polyandry is seen as a way to keep the family's wealth intact. By marrying all 3 brothers, the land is not divided, and the family's legacy remains undisturbed. But behind this seemingly practical arrangement lies a web of emotional complexity. Critics question the psychological toll it takes on those involved. How does Tsering manage relationships with 3 husbands? What happens when feelings of jealousy or rivalry surface between the brothers? For some, polyandry is a pragmatic solution to harsh living conditions. For others, it's an unsettling challenge to personal freedom and traditional family structures. Tibetan polyandry is not just a cultural anomaly. It's a controversial practice that forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about love, power, and the true meaning of marriage. Number 14. Maasai polygamy, a system of control. In the vast, unforgiving landscapes of Kenya and Tanzania, the Maasai practice a controversial tradition that raises eyebrows worldwide: polygamy. Here, men marry multiple wives, not for love, but to increase their wealth, power, and legacy. Sons are viewed as a vital asset, not only continuing the family lineage, but also inheriting the family's herds, the true measure of wealth in Maasai society. In a world where survival is a daily battle, this marriage system isn't about romance. It's about control, legacy, and securing a future. Dowries, paid in livestock, are a cornerstone of Maasai marriage, highlighting the transactional nature of these unions. Large families, particularly with many sons, are seen as symbols of strength and status. But behind this practice lies a troubling reality. Polygamy creates complex power dynamics, breeding competition and jealousy among wives. While the Maasai defend this tradition as necessary for survival, it forces us to question what happens when a society values legacy over love and personal freedom. Number 13. Himba tribe, a shocking custom of hospitality. Deep in Namibia's remote deserts, the Himba tribe practices a tradition that stirs both fascination and outrage: okujapisa omuka. In this custom, a husband offers his wife to a male guest for the night as a gesture of hospitality. While the Himba view it as an act of honor and communal respect, critics argue it strips women of their autonomy, reducing them to symbols of exchange in a male-dominated system. This practice, defended by the Himba as part of their cultural identity, forces an uncomfortable confrontation with deeply rooted patriarchal norms. Adding to the controversy is the role of procreation. Children born from these unions are accepted without question, reinforcing the Himba's emphasis on large families and lineage. However, many outside the tribe see okujapisa omuka as coercive, challenging the balance between cultural preservation and human rights. Is it a time-honored tradition or an outdated practice perpetuating inequality? The debate surrounding this custom sheds light on the uneasy intersection of tradition, power, and modern ideals. Number 12. Yoruro tribe. In the dense forests of Venezuela, the Yoruro tribe practices a tradition that has drawn intense global scrutiny. Young girls are married at an early age. To the Yoruro, this custom is part of a long-standing cultural heritage, an essential way of ensuring continuity and strength within the tribe. But for outsiders, this practice raises alarm bells about child marriage, a violation of personal rights, and the lack of agency afforded to young girls in these unions. The consequences of these early marriages are profound. Girls often become mothers before they are truly ready, giving birth at an age when their bodies are still growing. Critics argue that this not only denies them education and personal development, but also exposes them to dangerous health risks linked to teenage pregnancy. While the Yaruro see early marriage as an important part of their way of life, this controversial tradition forces us to question where the line between cultural preservation and the protection of individual rights should be drawn. Number 11. Fulani Tribe. Marriage Ritual. In the vast grasslands of West Africa, the Fulani tribe practices sharo, a ritual that defines manhood and determines marital readiness. In this dramatic public ceremony, young men face intense enduring each strike without flinching as the community watches. For the Fulani, sharo is more than a test of physical strength. It is a rite of passage that proves a man's bravery and resilience. Only those who pass this grueling ordeal earn the right to marry. But sharo is not without controversy. Critics condemn the ritual for its dangerous physical toll, arguing that it forces young men into threatening situations to meet societal expectations. After marriage, Fulani culture encourages large families as a symbol of prosperity and continuity. Yet the violent path to this union raises uncomfortable questions. Is sharo a proud cultural tradition, or does it perpetuate unnecessary violence under the guise of honor? This striking ritual sheds light on the lengths to which traditions shape identity, community, and the journey to adulthood. Number 10. Suri Tribe. The Lip Plate Legacy. In the remote Omo Valley of Ethiopia, the Suri tribe practices one of the most striking and polarizing customs in the world: lip plate adornment. For young girls, the ritual begins with the painful stretching of the lower lip to insert a clay or wooden plate, a symbol of beauty, status, and worth within the community. This dramatic transformation often marks the beginning of another life-altering tradition: arranged marriages. In their teens, Suri girls are married off, with cattle serving as dowries in a transaction that ties families together, but sparks heated debate about autonomy and choice. To the Suri, these traditions are a proud display of cultural identity, deeply tied to procreation and the survival of their way of life. But to critics, they represent a stark limitation on young girls' futures, denying them education and personal freedom. As the world around them modernizes, the Suri stand at a crossroads, their customs both a testament to resilience and a challenge to the evolving conversation on human rights and individuality. What is the cost of preserving heritage in a world that's constantly changing? Number 9. Kayan Tribe. The Weight of Tradition. In the hills of Thailand and Myanmar, the Kayan tribe practices a tradition that has become both a cultural hallmark and a global controversy: neck stretching. Starting as young as 5, Kayan girls wear metal rings around their necks, gradually adding more over the years to create the appearance of an elongated neck, a feature celebrated as a symbol of beauty and identity within their community. However, the tradition has sparked intense debate, with critics highlighting the health risks and questioning whether this practice perpetuates the commodification of Kayan women, especially as they become tourist attractions in their own villages. Marriage and procreation remain central to Kayan life, with women expected to raise families despite the physical burdens of their adornments. Yet, the increasing commercialization of their culture raises troubling questions about autonomy and exploitation. Are these metal rings a proud emblem of tradition, or a gilded cage, trapping Kayan women in a cycle of cultural and economic pressure? Their story offers a lens into the clash between ancient customs and the demands of a modern, voyeuristic world. Number 8. Banjara. The Price of Procreation. In the remote corners of India, the Banjara tribe practices a deeply controversial and heart-wrenching tradition, one where a woman's worth is measured by her ability to bear children. Before marriage, women are subjected to invasive procedures, including surgery, designed to ensure their fertility. In this society, Where procreation is the ultimate purpose of marriage, women are not seen as individuals, but as vessels for future generations. The procedure is seen as a rite of passage, but behind the rituals lies a harsh reality. The physical toll of such surgeries is immense, and the psychological cost is no less devastating. These women, bound by tradition, face a life defined by their ability to fulfill society's expectations. As the world around them evolves, the Banjara women remain trapped in a cycle of duty, sacrifice, and survival. This tradition forces us to confront the painful question: what is the true price of marriage when a woman's body becomes the price of entry? Number 7. Batak Tribe. Marriage beyond death. In the depths of Indonesia, the Batak tribe upholds a chilling and controversial custom that blurs the line between life and death. When a man dies, his widow may be compelled to marry the spirit of her deceased husband, or sometimes a male relative, through a ritual intended to preserve the family's bloodline. This haunting practice is not about love or choice, but about ensuring that the family legacy endures, even after the man's passing. The widow, bound by tradition, must participate in a union with the spirit, a marriage where procreation is the ultimate goal. In a world where death is not an end, but a means to continue the family name, the practice raises unsettling questions. What is the true cost of tradition? Is the value of a family legacy worth the emotional and physical toll on the widow? Number 6. Abkhazian Tribe. Marriage by abduction. In the rugged landscapes of the Caucasus, among the Abkhazian people, a controversial and deeply unsettling practice persists: marriage by abduction. In this tradition, a man a woman to her into marriage, with the primary goal of securing offspring and continuing the family line. This act, steeped in cultural history, is seen by some as a traditional rite, but to others, it is a stark violation of a woman's autonomy and basic rights. The practice, often justified as a means of preserving family continuity, carries profound emotional and psychological consequences for the women involved. Critics argue that such customs prioritize lineage over individual freedom, turning women into tools for procreation. While some defend the ritual as part of their cultural identity, it raises troubling questions about the balance between tradition and human rights. Marriage by abduction forces us to confront a harsh reality. What happens when the preservation of culture comes at the expense of personal choice? Number 5. Swara. Brides in the name of debt. In the remote tribal regions of Pakistan and Afghanistan, the practice of swara casts a long, haunting shadow. Among the Pashtun people, young girls are bartered away as brides to settle family debts or resolve disputes. These marriages are not chosen. They are imposed, turning lives into currency in the harsh economy of tribal justice. Once handed over, these girls face a life of duty, bound by a fate they did not choose. Expected to bear children and secure the family's legacy, their existence becomes a symbol of restitution. Swara is seen by some as a necessary tradition for preserving peace, but for the women, it is often a life of suffering and silenced voices. It forces us to confront an unsettling truth. What happens when culture and survival come at the cost of innocence and autonomy? This is the reality of swara, a practice where debt is paid in the lives of young brides. Number 4. Hamar Tribe. The price of tradition. In the isolated valleys of Ethiopia, the Hamar tribe performs a ritual of transformation and pain, a ceremony that binds their culture together while raising profound questions. Known as Ukuli Bula, this bull-jumping rite marks the passage of a young man into adulthood. To prove his worth, he must leap across the backs of a line of bulls, an act of courage that defines his future. Success earns him the right to marry and take his place among the men of the tribe. Yet it is the women who bear the deeper burden of this ritual. As the men celebrate, female relatives of the initiate step forward, offering themselves to be in a show of loyalty and solidarity. The wounds they bear are scars of devotion, seen as marks of pride and strength within the tribe. But to the outside world, these scars tell a different story, a story of pain, sacrifice, and cultural tension. Ukulibula is a powerful symbol of Hamar identity, yet it forces us to grapple with a difficult truth. How far should tradition go? And at what cost? Number 3. Mundari Tribe. Scars of Legacy. In the vast plains of South Sudan, the Mundari tribe stands as guardians of a culture built on the lifeblood of cattle. These animals are more than wealth. They are the foundation of marriage, survival, and identity. To take a bride, a man must offer cattle as dowry, but the cost of tradition runs deeper than livestock. Among the Mundari, rituals of scarification carve beauty and belonging into the skin. Each mark a testament to strength and tribal pride. For young girls, these scars often come alongside another fate: child marriage. Many are wed at an early age, their futures tied to the expectation of bearing children and securing family legacies. The scars on their bodies and the roles they must assume are symbols of cultural heritage, yet they also tell a story of sacrifice. To the Mundari, these customs are sacred. To others, they reveal a harsh collision between tradition and humanity. It is a life where the line between honor and harm is razor thin, and every scar tells a story etched in pain, pride, and survival. Number 2. Yanomami Tribe. Marriages of Survival. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, the Yanomami tribe lives in harmony with one of the world's harshest environments. For them, marriage is not just about love, it's about survival. Each union connects families and strengthens the bonds needed to thrive in such a challenging world. The Yanomami marry within their community, and polygamy is common, helping build strong family networks. Children are at the heart of this way of life, taking on important roles early and ensuring the tribe's future. Large families mean shared responsibilities, resilience, and hope for the next generation. For the Yanomami, marriage is more than tradition. It's a key to survival in the rainforest they call home. Number 1. Igbo Tribe. The Price of Legacy. In the vibrant heart of Nigeria, the Igbo people uphold marriage as the very foundation of their culture. It is not just a union between two individuals, but a powerful alliance that binds families and secures legacies. For the Igbo, children are more than just a blessing. They are the carriers of the family name, the future of the lineage, and the strength of the community. Sons in particular are seen as crucial, ensuring the continuation of the family's wealth and traditions. The practice of bride price carries a heavy weight, with the groom's family offering compensation to the bride's family as part of the union. It is a ritual that solidifies family bonds, yet also places marriage at the heart of inheritance and legacy. Large families are not just desirable, they are necessary. Every child, every son, is seen as a building block for the family's prosperity. In Igbo culture, marriage is not just about love. It is a lifelong commitment to the survival and strength of the family and the generations that follow. What's next? We'll leave that up to your imagination. Stay tuned and subscribe to Beyond Incredible for more shocking truths from around the world.